Welcome to the EdTech Teacher Podcast. In this podcast series, we share our love of technology with you and provide you with tips, tricks, and tools to help you use technology in your classroom today. Here is your host and the EdTech Teacher Creator, Tristan.
Hello everybody and welcome back to Season 2 of the EdTech Teacher Podcast. My name is Tristan and I am the creator and the person behind the EdTech Teacher. How amazing was our new podcast opening audio? A fantastic addition to my show, and I'm going to give you a little bit of deep detail about how you can get your own professional voiceovers for a very reasonable price later in the show today. But today on the show, in episode 1 of season 2 of the EdTech Teacher Podcast, I'm going to go through and explore 4 reasons why audiobooks are a great tool to use in our classroom to engage and support our students. All right, today I'm going to share with you just 4 really awesome benefits of using audiobooks in the classroom. I am a huge advocate for using audiobooks for a number of reasons, and I believe that they are a really powerful piece of technology that can be very beneficial for the students that we teach. Look, I know that there are a lot of people out there that love reading to students, and yes, I am one of those people. I love reading to kids, but I've come to accept that our role as educators relies on this thing that I'm using now, my voice. And sometimes we really need to take a step back and look after ourselves when it comes to using our voice. Our voices are one of the main reasons why I love using audiobooks in my classroom. So let's go and have a look at 4 benefits of using audiobooks in the classroom that are not only going to support the students that we teach, but also make sure that we're looking after ourselves. All right, let's head into having a look at the first benefit of audiobooks. And the first benefit that I'm going to talk to you about today is that audiobooks can help engage all of the students that we have in our classrooms. Audiobooks are less intimidating and they're more accessible for reluctant readers to access and enjoy. And this is one of the major benefits of using audiobooks in the classroom. They can help guide and support reluctant or struggling readers. Rather than creating a battle between our students and ourselves, they're still engaging in reading, but they're doing it in a much more accessible manner. Look, yes, we would hope that if students were listening to audiobooks, that they would be following along with the physical book at the same time. But do you know what? If they aren't, it's not the biggest issue in the world. They're still listening, they're still engaging, they're still developing an understanding of the plot, the characters, the setting, the themes, all the different aspects that make up listening and reading to a great book. I know that I recently had a Year 8 student in my English class who didn't read the novel as we were listening to the audiobook, but boy, oh boy, did he absolutely knock me out of the park when we were playing a revision Kahoot quiz, and he could actually tell me the answers to some pretty intricate, challenging questions about the novel that we were reading, and answers that I didn't expect that he would be able to answer. So whilst he didn't physically read the novel with the class, he was still engaging with the story, the characters, the setting, the themes. But it was less intimidating and more accessible for this young man. So using audiobooks in the classroom is a really great way to engage all of our students. Not everyone is a keen reader. Not everyone is going to get engaged with reading. But by using audiobooks, we can engage our students in some manner. All right, the next benefit of using audiobooks in the classroom is that they allow our students to become familiar with various language devices and techniques, such as tension, suspense, tone, etc. And this is able to be achieved through the modeling of these techniques, and we can encourage our students and show them how they can use them in their writing to improve their writing. So audiobooks are a fantastic way for students to see how these different techniques are used to engage the reader. It's something that we harp on about all the time when we're looking at writing and teaching writing to our students. How can we engage the reader? So in addition, audiobooks also allow us to go back, re-listen to parts of the story and identify the various techniques that have been used and explore how effective those techniques have been used to engage the reader. Audiobooks are a fantastic way to highlight the connection between our writing skills and listening and engaging with our audience after we have written something. So listening to an audiobook, exploring those various techniques and devices used by writers is a really great way to make connections between our writing, our speaking, and our listening skills. So this is just another really awesome benefit of using audiobooks in our classrooms. All right, let's move on to our third benefit of using audiobooks in the classroom. And this benefit is looking at how we can use audiobooks to engage our students and provide them with the opportunity to hear what a good, fluent reader sounds like. Look, yes, audiobooks are recorded by voice actors, and I do know that. So I know that they are paid and they are professionals. But it's a really great way for our students to be able to expose to the range of skills that we need to use when we are reading, such as fluency, tone, pacing. These are all everyday skills that everybody needs to know and understand. So why not expose our students to these by listening to audiobooks? Look, every audiobook is different, which is the fantastic thing about audiobooks. But it's these differences that allow our students to be exposed to the vast array of readers within the world, but also helps us examine the strategies that they have used to ensure that they are fluent, they're easy to understand, they're making sure that they're engaging their reader and their audience. So listening to audiobooks is another really great benefit of making sure that our students understand and can identify what a fluent reader sounds like. It's a skill that will make them fantastic aspects of life, and it's a really big benefit of using audiobooks in the classroom. All right, let's head into the final benefit of using audiobooks in our classrooms, and that is that we are able to expose our students to different genres and vocabulary by listening and engaging with audiobooks. So we all have those set genres that we like to read, we like to watch, we like to listen to. So rather than forcing a student to physically read something that they might have no interest in, let's get them listening to an audiobook instead. And you know what? You never know. They might just like that genre. They might just like that text. But rather than battling with them to read something that they're definitely not going to like, let's get them to listen to an audiobook. Another really good benefit of using audiobooks is that students, hopefully, as they are reading the text, are being exposed to a range of new vocabulary and new terms that they might not know about. I recently finished reading Andy Mulligan's Trash with my Year 8 English class, and this novel exposed my students to a huge variety of new language such as shanty, corruption, brutality, bribery, squalor, etc. All of these new words that we don't necessarily use in our everyday conversations, but I'm showcasing what these words mean and using them in a context that is relevant to the story. So audiobooks provide our students with much more than just something to listen to. There's lots of different elements that can help our students grow and develop as readers, as writers, as citizens for the future. So audiobooks are a really powerful, beneficial tool that we can use in the classroom. Well, there you are, 4 amazing benefits of using audiobooks in your classroom to engage your students, but also to provide them with exposure to what good readers and speakers look like and sound like. Now, I did mention at the very beginning of the show that I would let my listeners know about my new podcast, Opening and Closing Audio Titles. And I'm going to tell you how you can get your own professional voiceovers for a really great price. So I engaged a freelance voice actor using the Fiverr website. Fiverr, if you don't know what it is essentially a marketplace of freelancers that you can access a whole range of different people with different skills for different jobs that you might like completed. So after listening to a lot of different and amazing samples from different voice actors, having a look at the prices that they were offering, I finally settled with the awesome Nick from the_voice_Nick. Now, Nick recorded my intro and my outro, which you haven't heard yet, and he did that for a fantastic price. And I was so happy with the final product. He was quick, he was professional, he was really great to work with, and I was so proud to have been given the opportunity to work with Nick and for Nick to create my intro and outro audio for the EdTech Teacher podcast. I put a link to Nick's Fiverr account in my show notes, so that if you want to go and have a look at Nick and check out some of his work and maybe hire him for your next voiceover project, I highly encourage you to do that. So going in and having a look at Fiverr is a really great way to find people that you can employ to complete different jobs that you have, including voiceovers, like I did for the EdTech Teacher. Well, that brings us to the end of episode 1 of season 2 of the EdTech Teacher podcast. Thank you very much for joining me today and sticking by as we have started and continued season 2 of this awesome podcast series that I hope is really beneficial for you. In season 2 of the podcast, there will once again be 10 episodes, and we will continue to explore a whole range of EdTech items, tips, resources that you can use in your classroom. We'll be continuing with our 6 awesome features of series. I'm also going to have a look at the awesome power of Animoto. We're also going to have a look at how you can create your own podcast using Anchor FM, which just happens to be what I use to create this very podcast. So we have heaps of really cool things coming up in season 2 of the EdTech Teacher podcast. So I hope you have learnt something today. I hope you've taken away something from this episode, and I'm so glad that you've made it to the end of today's episode. My name is Tristan. I am the creator of the EdTech Teacher, and until next time, stay safe.
Thanks for listening to the EdTech Teacher podcast. If you've made it this far, we'll take it that you've enjoyed this week's episode. While you wait for the next episode, don't forget to check out our website, www.theedtechteacher.net, or follow us on Facebook and Twitter to stay up to date with everything from the EdTech Teacher.